Have you ever had a dream that was so vivid, so detailed, it just stuck to you as you woke up and you had to lie there and relive those details? I did, and the dream stuck to me so much, I had to put it into this story. Esmeralda flies. Oh, she doesn't know when, and she certainly doesn't know why, but Esmeralda, she flies. The first time it happened, her mother tucked her into bed, her neat braids on top of the crisp sheets. The next thing Esmeralda knew, she was sitting on the windowsill. Oh, not the inside, the outside of the sill, with her legs dangling down, and that churning feeling in her stomach like she was about to fall. And she did. She fell up. She went up and up, and she stretched out her arms, and she went over the roof of her house. Oh, I see a definite crack in that chimney over there. And then she circled over the houses in her town and to the fields that were laid out like the patchwork on her quilt. And then farther, to the craggy purple mountains that surrounded her village. She went up and up and up and up, where the air got crisp and clean at the top. She breathed in the magnificence of the mountains, and she saw a tiny lantern meandering down one of those mountain trails. And then she turned around and she descended. She sped, she zoomed, her nightgown was flapping around her ankles, the wind brushed out her braids. She was flying, and she went down faster and faster and faster and faster and faster until she woke up. It was morning. Her mother had to work the brush through her hair. Hi, Esmeralda, what did you do last night? It's like the birds made nests in your hair. Oh, Mama, last night I flew. No, I really flew out the window. Esmeralda, go downstairs and have your breakfast. Now my Esmeralda is flying, I don't know. At breakfast, Esmeralda tapped on her father's newspaper. Papa, 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 Papa. What? Last night I flew out the window and over the house, and there's a crack in the chimney that's probably letting the water in. Oh, Esmeralda, what nonsense are you speaking? No, off to school. She grabbed her backpack and ran off to school. Her mother didn't seem to listen to her. Her father didn't seem to believe her. But she couldn't wait to get to school because she wanted to tell her best friend. At recess, she grabbed her friend's hand and she ran out to that tall oak tree and she told her friend, I flew. Last night I flew. I really, really flew. I flew right over this playground. I flew off over the fields and mountains. And Esmeralda's friend said nothing. Worse, she laughed at Esmeralda and then turned to the playground. Esmeralda Flies, she is crazy. Esmeralda did not run home. She walked slowly, with one foot in the curb, kicking at the pebbles. When she turned the corner, she saw the purple cloth laid out on the sidewalk. Oh, she knew who this belonged to. Now that funny little man, Bubba, they called him, who brought his trinkets and jewels and little things every so often and laid them out on this purple cloth. Bubba looked at this girl coming down the sidewalk, and he knew something wasn't right. Yeah? Esmerelda, what is wrong with you? Yeah, tell me. Come. Oh, yeah, look, I tell you what, Esmeralda, such a long face. You can pick anything you want from my cloth here. The price? Just one little smile from your face. Well, Esmeralda had always admired those shiny stones that were on a satin string, and she looked on the cloth at some of the stones he had there. Then she spied a painting, a small painting in a gold frame. Why, it was a painting of her house, but not from the door. It was a painting from above, from over her house. Why, the person who painted this had to have flown over her house just like she did last night, and she picked up the painting and pressed it to her chest. Oh, yeah, that is what you want. Good. I see your smile. Yeah, okay, good. Go. Thank you for the little smile, Esmeralda. Esmeralda got home. She tucked that painting in the drawer of her nightstand. And that night, she flew again. This time she flew with abandon, whirling and swirling, rushing races with the wind. Her fingers, they tingled. This is joy. But of course, the next morning she did not tell her mother or her father, and especially not her best friend. But after school, she ran. She had to find Bubba again. Oh, she had so many questions for him. Did he paint the picture? Can he fly? Does he know other people who can fly? Why is she flying? But when she got to that corner, there was no purple cloth. Perhaps he moved on to the next corner. No. Or the next. Or the next. No. Bubba had left. He had left Esmeralda to fly alone. And she did. Not every night. And when she flew, it was awesome. It was marvelous. But the days were becoming harder and harder. She had to keep this secret folded inside her. And her mother noticed. Papa, she said one night, do you see Esmeralda? She is not so talkative. She does not skip off to school. I have not heard her laugh for a long time. Perhaps we should send her to visit your cousins in the city. That would be exciting for her. And they did. Oh, Esmeralda had never traveled by herself. Her mother took her to their little train station, and as she was boarding the plane, her mother put some coins in Esmeralda's hand. Esmeralda, these are for you. You buy something that you really want with it. Something that makes you happy, okay? Okay, dear? Okay. Goodbye. And Esmeralda waved goodbye to her mother and her village and the fields laid out like the patchwork of her quilt. And the train went over the purple mountains and finally came in to the city train station. Esmeralda had never seen anything so shiny in her whole life. I mean, the pipes up above the train in the next station, and the escalator, everything was gleaming. Even her 3 cousins who were waiting for her, their cheeks were scrubbed shiny. Their belt buckles were shiny. This is the shiniest place I've ever been to. And then the cousins took Esmeralda out onto the street. Oh, there was a festival, and a parade was coming down the street. Floats festooned with flowers went by. There were dancers wearing skirts of many colors, fuchsia and turquoise and yellow and orange. And Esmeralda looked around. Why, this isn't just the shiniest place. This is the most colorful place I've ever been. And as she was whirling and taking everything in, oh, she lost her cousins. But she saw a line. Oh, everyone was lined up. There was a street vendor. He was selling those really big, swirly, colorful lollipops. You know, sometimes you see them. Well, maybe her cousins were in that line. And yes, I'll stand in line and they'll find me. And, well, I have my money. I can buy a shiny lollipop. Esmeralda made herself up the line. She didn't see her cousins, but when she got to get her lollipop, why, there was Bubba. No purple cloth, but he was selling the lollipops. And Bubba looked at Esmeralda. Yeah, Esmeralda. And he just looked at the coins in her open palm, and he shut her palm and tapped it. Esmeralda, yeah. This is for you, to buy something you really want. Something that would make you happy. No? Yeah. Okay, you go. Well, Esmeralda thought she wanted one of those lollipops. But she just followed the parade down the street until it petered out onto a big field and all those colors dissipated. And that's when she saw the man across the field. He was tall and skinny. He was wearing a faded uniform of sorts with some badges dripping off the pockets. But next to him was a crate, and on top of the crate was a painted sign, Airplane Rides for Sale. And next to that, an old crop duster of the plane, two wings and a number on the side maybe, open cockpit. Yes, that's what I want. That's what I need. Esmeralda went right up to the man and she held out her coins. Why, that man hadn't had a customer all day, and he looked at Esmeralda's palm. Well, those weren't the coins her mother had given her. No, they were gold coins. Why, heck, little girl, for that, you can have my whole plane. Here, let me load you up and I'll show you how to work some of these gadgets and levers and you'll be off. You'll be just fine. And then he spun the front of the plane and Esmeralda went off and she was jerking up and down the uneven field. But you know what? Esmeralda felt confident and calm. And she pulled back on the steering wheel, and the plane just went up and up and up into the air until all the people were small. And oh, there were her three cousins. They don't look very happy, but Esmeralda leaned over. Goodbye, I have to go. And she followed the train tracks back out of the city, all the way to the Purple Mountains and down to the fields. And then she got to her small village. Why, Not many planes ever went over the village, and the sound of this old plane, it brought the shopkeepers out of their shop. The kids looked up on the recess playground. She flew over them all. She flew over her house. Her mother was hanging the washing up on the line, and her mother looked up and she saw Esmeralda's braids, and her mother just waved and smiled. Esmeralda landed the plane, and she has never left the village since. She's older now, and you'll be able to find her house. It has a great big barn, and if you can open the rusty hinges and pull that barn door open, you'll see an old jalopy of a plane, an old crop duster in there. Esmeralda doesn't really fly it anymore. You see, she doesn't have to, because now everybody knows. Esmeralda, she flies. The end. Thank you. This is my original story. Storyteller Nicolette. Stories at Play.